exterior like fish eggs, interior like suicide wrist rags. I could exercise you, this could be your phys ed. Cheat on your man, homie. I tried to sneak through the door, man. Can't make it, the shit's stuck. Out of my way, son! Door stuck! Door stuck! Please! I beg you! We're dead! You're a genuine dick sucker!
And Furia grasp it with 10 fingers, both hands. A major semi-final in the palm of it. And Perfecto accepts his fate. They did it! They're going to the semi-finals! Furia able to beat back against the best. And I don't even know if you can hear me right now. So let's just take it in.
It didn't start in a boardroom or a billion-dollar studio. It started in a bedroom, two modders, a vision, and a copy of Half-Life. What began as a hobby project, a simple mod, grew into one of gaming's longest-running empires. A game that defined esport, built a billion-dollar market, and outlived nearly every trend in gaming history. This is the story of how a Half-Life mod became the Counter-Strike 2 empire.
And it is! Zaru secures it. A triple kill out of Monsieur Elbow, and now we've never had a trumpet. Outstanding.
The year was 1999. Valve's Half-Life had taken the world by storm. A single-player masterpiece built on the Gold SRC engine. But behind the story-driven campaign was something even more powerful: mod support. Players could use Valve's tools to create their own worlds, mechanics, and total conversions. It gave rise to a creative underground, and among thousands of experiments, one stood out. Minh, Guzman, and Jess Cliffe, two students passionate about military realism, began developing a multiplayer mod that felt grounded, tactical, and tense. The idea was simple. Two teams, terrorists and counter-terrorists, one life per round, win through skills, coordination, and economy. And that last part, the economy system, was revolutionary. Every round, player earned money based on performance. Win and your team could afford rifles and armor. Lose and you'll be forced to eco, meaning pistols only, hoping for a miracle. It made every round meaningful, every death has weight, and every team had to make financial decisions, not just tactical ones. The result? Counter-Strike didn't just feel realistic, it felt alive. Within months, the mod had millions of downloads. Servers were packed, LAN cafes were filled. Half-Life's community had been hijacked by a phenomenon called Counter-Strike. Valve took notice, but instead of shutting the project down, they did something unexpected. They hired Guzman and Cliffe. In the year 2000, Counter-Strike officially launched as a standalone product. It wasn't flashy, no campaign, no story, just 30-second rounds of pure competitive intensity. And it exploded. From cyber cafes in Asia to college dorms in America, Counter-Strike became a daily ritual. Call-outs like Rush B and Whole Mid became part of gaming culture. It taught players that discipline beats chaos, that victory came from teamwork, economy management, and mechanical skills. Counter-Strike wasn't just a shooter, it was chess with bullets. Over the years, the series evolved but never lost its roots. CS 1.6 became the gold standards of competitive FPS. It was fast, unforgiving, and perfectly balanced. Professional tournaments began forming. World Cyber Games, CPL, ESWC, marking the birth of modern esports. Then came CS Source in 2004, Valve's attempt to modernize with the new Source engine. It looked better, played differently, but split the community. Half the world stayed with 1.6, the other half adapted to Source. But even during that split, Counter-Strike competitive spirits never died. It was the one constant in gaming landscape that kept changing. In 2012, changed everything again. Valve released Counter-Strike Global Offensive, a risky move in a world dominated by Call of Duty and Battlefield. At first it struggled, but updates, community support, and pro tournaments revived it. Valve added matchmaking, ranks, and eventually, skins. What started as a simple cosmetics flair turned into a real-world economy. Weapon skins had market value, and rare items could sell for thousands. Real money. The introduction of cases, keys, and the Steam market turned CSGO into a financial ecosystem of its own. Player wasn't just grinding for kills, they were investing. Collectors, traders, and gamblers all entered the scene. The CSGO economy became one of the most complex and valuable digital economies in gaming history. Over billions in trades, all inside a single shooter. Meanwhile, the esports scenes exploded. Major tournaments filled arenas, prize pools hit millions. Counter-Strike wasn't just surviving, it was thriving. After more than a decade, it had become the foundation of competitive FPS. Then came the next chapter. Counter-Strike 2, released in 2023, rebuilt entirely on the Source 2 engine. Smokes became dynamic, responding to gunfire and lighting. Movement and shooting felt cleaner. The new sub-tick system made every frame, every bullet more precise. But most importantly, CS2 wasn't a reset. It was a continuation. All skins, all progress, all legacy carried over. Valve didn't create a new game. They preserved the same soul, the same heartbeat that started in a mod decades ago. From 2 modders to millions of players, from LAN cafes to packed arenas, from a free Half-Life mod to one of the biggest esport and digital economies in the world. Counter-Strike became more than just a game. It became a language, a legacy passed down across generations of players. In a world of reboots and sequels, Counter-Strike did something that no one else did. It stayed true, and that's why even today, after over 25 years, every round, every headshot, and every buy phase still tells the same stories. The story of how a mod became an empire.
Nice.
Oh, you don't buy kit last round, bro.
Je bent toen met een goeie eigenlijk in de toen. Te purple met een goeie eigenlijk in de toen.